Today, we're doing something a little different. We're going to step away from the usual data and reports to just listen. We're going to listen to a voice from memory, the voice of a great-grandmother who has lived through war not just once, but twice. This is her story, and it tells us so much about how the experience of conflict and survival has changed over a lifetime.
So let's start with her own words. This is our storyteller, Yai Thought. When someone asked her where her late husband was, she replied, "Oh, he went to Saudi Arabia already." Now, this is her own personal, kind of darkly funny way of saying he's passed away. And right away, it gives you a peek into the amazing, resilient spirit of the woman whose story we're about to hear.
So this is her. This is Yai Thought. She's a great-grandmother, she's got 9 kids, and she has spent her entire life right there along the volatile Thai-Cambodian border. Her memories aren't just history from a book, they're a living, breathing testament to what it's really like to be on the front lines. Yai Thought's first taste of war was almost 50 years ago. And back then, there were no news alerts, no official warnings, nothing. The war simply arrived. And her memory of it is just visceral and completely chaotic. This is how she knew it had started. Not with some big declaration, but with the terrifying sound of incoming shells, a sound she actually imitates, like poom, weds, weds, weds. You know, it was just this immediate, overwhelming noise that meant only one thing: you have to run. And oh, did they run. They had to flee 5 kilometers on foot. No cars, no official help, nothing. Now, that might not sound like a crazy distance, but just imagine running that far in a complete panic with explosions going off behind you, and you have no idea if you're even running towards safety. This quote, wow. It just reveals the raw, unfiltered honesty of that moment. In the middle of all that terror and confusion, something absolutely unimaginable happened. Her survival instinct just completely took over, and in her frantic rush, Yai Thought grabbed a pillow and for a moment forgot her own child. She actually had to run back to get them. I mean, what a memory. It just perfectly captures the pure, mind-numbing panic of that first war. Okay, so let's fast forward. Decades later, conflict erupts again in the very same area. But this time, the experience for civilians like Yai Thought was, well, profoundly different. The raw chaos of the past was about to run headfirst into the organized procedures of the present. This time, the war didn't just show up with a surprise explosion. Nope. It arrived as a text alert on a cell phone. And what came next wasn't a panicked scramble. It was a structured evacuation. Go to this meeting point, get on these government trucks, go to this official shelter. The whole experience was almost unrecognizable from the first time. And that's the core contrast right there, isn't it? On one side, you have this sudden, chaotic race for your life on your own 2 feet. On the other, you have an organized, tech-driven evacuation. It's just a really stark demonstration of how infrastructure and communication have totally reshaped what it means to be a civilian trying to escape a conflict zone. But, even with all the modern procedures, the human experience of war is still just so complex. And as it turns out, even inside the same house, how you see the exact same event can be worlds apart. So during this more recent conflict, Yai Thought was evacuated, and she describes being so afraid she was literally physically trembling. But her husband, Tea, he stayed behind to watch their house. His description of the very same event? It was fun. Yep, you heard that right. He actually said it was fun, like watching a New Year's fireworks display. I mean, listen to his own words. It was beautiful. He said the trace-arounds in the sky looked like glowing red coconuts. So while his wife is miles away, absolutely terrified, he's watching this whole thing with this detached awe, finding beauty in it. It's just a fascinating and honestly pretty unsettling look at how 2 people can see the exact same destruction and feel either pure terror or see it as a spectacular show. But here's the thing. Whether you see it as terrifying or spectacular, when the fighting finally stops, the impact of war lingers. It leaves these deep and often invisible scars on a community and its people. The conflict just disrupts every single part of normal life. Schools have to shut down, people can't work their jobs, whole communities get uprooted, families are split apart. But maybe the deepest impact of all is psychological, that constant nagging fear that it's all going to happen again. And that fear, it's not for nothing. For Yai Thought and her neighbors, this isn't just a story about the past. They're already talking about another conflict, what they're calling a 3rd round. And the chilling part is, the expectation is that this time, it's going to be the most severe one yet. So, Yai Thought's story isn't just about the past versus the present. It really pushes us to ask a timeless question. After all the physical destruction is gone and the headlines have moved on, what are the invisible wounds that a conflict leaves behind on the human spirit? And what kind of remarkable and sometimes even witty resilience does it take to just keep on living?